This is Hollywood Junket. My name is Craig Ries, and we've got one more interview for you this week. We're going to wrap up this week with an interview with one of the artists from this season's The Voice, Ryan Gallagher. Yes, he is on Team Kelly. He's been doing great so far. He had a tough battles, definitely against Marissa, but his own coach, Kelly, saved him, and so he will be going to the four-way knockout. And we have lots of questions about that. He's already on, so let's bring him in at Hollywood Junket. And Ryan, there you are. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good seeing you. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Doing
Awesome.
good. It's been an awesome week. How are you doing?
Good. Been looking forward to getting on this show with you. I've been seeing all the other artists. I'm like, when is he going to call me?
It was long overdue, but I'm glad it's happening now.
Likewise.
I was just doing kind of a quick recap with you. You've made it through the battles. Had a tough fight against Marissa, but you were saved by Kelly, and now you're doing the four-way knockout. So I think a lot of questions today will be about battles and knockout, but I kind of have a random one to start everything off with.
Awesome. Let's do it.
We know that you are actually in a singing competition in the Philippines. Can you tell us when that was, a little more about that, and
Absolutely.
then what made you want to audition for The Voice?
So that was about 5 years ago, maybe 4 years ago now. And I have like this really big heart for the Philippines because they kind of took me under their wing. I moved out to LA, and the Filipino community kind of embraced me as like one of their own because they love music, they love ballads. And so I was singing at like different Filipino house parties, events all around LA, and somebody said, "Hey, come out to the Philippines. I'd like you to sing at my birthday party there." Little did I know that you know, it was going to be filled with all these different, high profile Filipinos. And from there, I started working in the Philippines, doing concerts, trying to learn the language. And I would go around, and then I was singing a duet with, I think, Lea Salonga for like one of the fundraisers out there or something. And I was talking to ABS-CBN, which was the network at the time out there, and I said, what would be a really cool show is if you had a bunch of foreigners to the Philippines singing in Tagalog, competing against each other. Because, whenever somebody takes on a language of a country, people find that really endearing because it's really hard work to do, especially something like you're like Tagalog. And so that's how that show came together about 3 years later. And then we ended up doing it. I think I got second place on it. So it was grueling. It was grueling. And I remember thinking, being there, filming the show, learning a Tagalog song every 3 days, and having to perform it without a teleprompter. And then Ann Curtis, the host, would come out and speak Tagalog really fast to me. I'm like, I don't know what she's saying, but I'm just gonna take it, smile, nod. And I remember thinking, if I can do a show like that over there, where the laws aren't as strict as they are here as far as the union, like you get there at 9 in the morning, you don't leave till 9 in the morning the next day because you're filming laws around it to protect the artist. But I was like, if I can do a show here, I can do a show anywhere.
Right.
And so it was definitely good training, and you know what? The Philippines is still one of the most beautiful places to me, and I have so many friends there, and it's like my heart. So.
Okay, that is definitely not how I thought the story was go, but it's even better. That is so awesome. Man, and does that not prove, for any like artist, that sometimes you just say yes to stuff, you never know what could happen from it. So
there's a lot of reward with risk sometimes.
Well, did that experience then, like you kind of just said, if you do it there, you can do it anywhere. So after that, were you auditioning for The Voice, or did you do other kind of singing competition shows here in America auditioning for?
There was definitely a rest phase I had to go through after that.
Yeah.
And I mean, the jet lag alone, I was flying back and forth every week to the Philippines, and that's an 18-hour flight.
Yeah.
And so I remember turning down a bunch of projects in Asia because I was just like, I'm too tired. Like my body was not normal. And so I didn't jump into the whole music competition, like TV show phase, until The Voice. This is the first one, and I think it was all kind of divine because what happened was the pandemic hit, and so I'm a performer, and that's how I make money, and that's how I live. And 2020, everything was canceled. All my gigs were canceled. I was like, okay, I'm really not in control in as much in my life as I thought I was. And so when The Voice called, I was like, okay, that'd be cool to maybe try out audition. So I did, and then they were really great, and they kind of moved swiftly through. I mean, they were still wrapping up season 18, and they were trying to figure it out because that was right at the end of or the beginning of the pandemic. And, you know, it was just a chance to be performing on the world's biggest stage. It really is the world's biggest stage, 2020 especially. And so we get to captivate an audience every night of, what's it, like almost 15 million people or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what, this just feels really right. And it feels, I think the world needs, you know, art right now. And I'm just happy to be one of the artists, like one of the few luckiest people in the world, in my opinion, to be able to bring that. And so, yep, it's a divisive world we live in, and it's a scary world, but I think music is the best thing that just brings people together and brings people joy, makes them forget about stuff for a while. And there's so many immensely talented people on this show, and we're all talking about it. We're like, this is, I mean, the other seasons there's talented people, but it feels like there's so many talented people on this show where you're just like, I don't know where to go. I don't know who to pick. So I'm happy to be here, though, that's for sure.
Well, I think that's definitely been kind of the topic of conversation had with a lot of the artists, especially this week, especially right after the battles, going to knockouts. It's like you can't even tell who's on top right now because everyone's so good, you know. So
good.
And on top of all of that, you do have a little tougher of a path now because you are in the 4-way knockout. So you're not just going to be knockout against one person; it'll be 3 others. So how are you preparing for that?
Women.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Oh man, that's true. Yeah.
Man, I got my work cut out for me. That's for sure.
Well, how are you preparing, and what can you tell us what to expect, or can you tell us anything at all?
Yeah, of course. That? I mean, you know, I think if you've heard my audition and my last round with Marissa, I'm more of a balladeer. So like it's something that you don't necessarily hear on the show every year. And so I think that could work to my advantage a little bit because it's so different, and it's something that, you know, it's just one of those different things that you hear and you're like, I kind of like that. I don't know why, but I like that. It's not something I listen to every day, but I like it. And so I think that may work in my advantage, may not, because, you know, this is a big country show too. And, you know, Taryn is going to bring it on stage, and she has so far. And so Julia, amazing singer, and Lariah, she has her youth and she's got those pipes. So what I'm going to do to prepare for it is pray a lot.
Yeah. Nice. That's good.
No, it's, you know, this is the way I look at it as, I would love to win the show. Obviously, I'd really love to win it. And if I do, I do. If I don't, I don't. Every time I get to go on stage, it's another opportunity for me to perform and to give something to the world, because it's, whether it's good or bad, it's my offering, and that's what I have to give. And so I don't get nervous before I perform or anything, just because I feel like getting nervous is kind of selfish to me. It is, because that means I'm worried about how people are going to perceive me. And it's like, I've been in this business a long time, and I'm just here to just give a gift that I've been given to share. And so that's how I look at it. And, you know, win or lose, I still am happy. I feel like I won. So
absolutely.
So
you will never forget 2020. It was already a crazy year, but now you get to wrap it up with this, you know, so cool.
But no, I mean,
I got 2 more.
All the typical stuff, you know, it's just putting in the work and putting in my breathing exercises and making sure I can sustain the notes, and because the song is a challenging one, and I have to fill some pretty big shoes. And so when we like, Usher is a mega mentor, so it's going to be interesting how it all plays out, and I hope America really, really enjoys all the performances, but I hope they enjoy mine the most.
Well, you just mentioned Usher, and that was one of the 2 questions I still have left for you, so let's just get that one out of the way, too. Obviously, style's a little bit different. I do like your term balladeer. I never heard that. In fact, Tamara also commented on it, too. I don't think Usher would call himself a balladeer, so style's a little bit different, but what did you learn the most from him? What did you take away from him?
With Usher, the thing I think I kind of took away the most is, well, first off, it was just such a pleasure to meet him. I mean,
yeah. Oh my goodness,
he's
man.
Just a handsome dude, and he has like that little like Santa Claus sparkle in his eye. And so when I walked in, like, you know, I grew up listening to his stuff, and, you know, obviously he's a really incredible performer, and I mean, talent alone is staying in the business as long as he has. That's another talent. And so there's so many things to learn from him. I'm singing a Bocelli song, and the first thing he goes, he's like, "What song are you singing?" And I told him what song. And then I said, "But I would really like to branch out a little bit and sing something like do a Queen song or do like an Aerosmith Dream On or something like that, because I feel like people have really pegged me into one, which is fine, into the classical realm, which I love singing classical music. That's what I'm trained in. But he goes, well, man, I need to hear this man sing now. And then he told me, he goes, I sang with Bocelli. And so the pressure really turned up. And I was like, oh, shoot, here we go.
Yeah.
And so I went through the song, got through it, and he didn't have notes for me. So that was good.
Man.
He just said, wow, he goes, I don't have notes for you. And Kelly was hiding behind her paper. And but yeah, you guys will see the cut. But it was really, actually, I was going through something really tough during the battles that a lot of people don't know. And I mean, it's not even worth mentioning, but it was just my mom in the ICU and other personal stuff that I don't really want to get into. But I was coming out of that, and it's really what I needed to hear, that affirmation from somebody like Usher, because he said to me, he goes, you have a place in this business. He goes, do not ever stop doing it. He goes, you have a gift and you need to share it. And he goes, you are going to be just fine. And that was good affirmation for me to hear, and validation about what I've been doing for the last 12, 13, 14 years. And so it really kind of boosted my spirits. And I think you guys will see that in the final performance, because the last performance, the battle, I was just, honestly, I didn't even want to be there. Like,
yeah,
it's like the power of showing up. It has so much power. Like you were saying earlier, risking. It's like, you just got to risk sometimes, and you just got to do it. You just got to step into what you do. But the battles, I would definitely, it's more of a show up moment. So.
Well, I had one fan question that literally, when she saw that we were interviewing, posted last night. I know I need to let you go, but if you don't mind, we'll just do this one real quick. She actually asked, what did you feel when Kelly said Marissa's name? And to maybe add on top of that, like, were you in your head thinking, wait, she can still save me, or like what? So really, what was going on in your mind, if you can remember that?
Honestly, I was kind of I was not shocked, but I was disappointed in myself more than anything, because I knew I wasn't on my A game for that performance.
Yeah,
I was like, I'm like, because Marissa, she won. She won that battle. She won the coaches, and she was definitely there to battle, and so she did a good job. She won it, and so I was like, no, that's how it goes.
Yeah.
That's how it goes. And I think I learned more from the losses than I do from the wins, and that's why this next round, I think you guys will see a much different, attitude in my face and everything. But I was just like, I was in my head a lot in that last performance, and knowing. But we're all human, and we all can understand that, I'm sure.
100%, and knowing that you were also dealing with other things, then you could almost probably be like, yep, sounds right. Like,
no, Blake said she really stole the show, and I looked over and I said, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I hope she gets all the success in the world that she deserves, because it was a battle to the end, and she beat me there. So.
Well, Ryan, thank you so much. Like I've said, and I'll keep saying it, you've done a great job on the show already. Super amazing, cool talent, and I'm so glad you brought it to this season. And I cannot wait for the 4-way knockout. Everyone that's watching right now, if you're a fan, you should definitely be watching that show that night, voting for him, tuning in, commenting, following on Instagram. Do all that. Show your love and support. That always helps out. Also, I never even said, that's so cool you're wearing your jacket. I secretly want one.
For you today.
I love it. I would never take it off.
Well, thanks again.
Ryan, again, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a great weekend.
You too. God bless you.
All right, see you later.
Bye.
Y'all, thank you so much for watching and joining that today. That is Ryan Gallagher. He's on Team Kelly. He'll be competing next in the 4-way knockout of The Voice, which is November 24th. It's coming up. It's not that far away. So, thank you for joining. Thank you for sending in questions. Thank you for sending all the love. It was great seeing everyone here this morning. And like I said, we do lots of interviews with current and past contestants from The Voice. They are all here on our Instagram. You can also check them out on our YouTube channel at Hollywood Junket. My name is Craig Ries.